Hi, it's Emma, the designer at Bespoke Backdrops and Branding. So, you're running a team, you're part of a team that normally works together in the office. How do you keep that team together when everyone's working remotely from different parts of the country, different parts of the city? How do you bring everyone together so that the business keeps going, the brand is not damaged, and everyone still feels that sense of togetherness? Well, it's a really new problem. It's a problem that really no one had before this whole coronavirus working from home business. A lot of my clients work from home. I work from home. We get it. We understand that we need to show up professionally when we're in business, even if we're at home. But for people that are working in offices, if you're running teams, if you're part of that team, if you have a big company, or even a small company with a handful of employees, how do you bring everyone together to have this same feeling of I'm at work, I mean business, we're here to create outcomes, we still are working, when everyone could be working from their kitchens, their sofas, their spare rooms? There is a huge disconnect between people despite us being connected through Zoom and all these kind of platforms. How do you bring people together? Well, it's visuals that bring people together, and it has done since the beginning of time. Visuals help people understand what clan they belong to, what team they belong to, what tribe they belong to. You look through the annals of time and history and art and culture, there's always visuals that link sets of groups of people together. And it's exactly the same with business. It's exactly the same with your office environment. Chances are you have created a physical office environment for your team, for your business, that speaks to a certain value system. It represents your brand identity. When people walk through the door each morning into the office, there's that feeling, that energy of, I'm here to work. But when you're at home, that feeling doesn't exist anymore. So you need to sort of artificially build that feeling into your team when they are working from home, and that's by using visuals. So I would suggest that you maybe write a working from home brand guide for your team, for your company, that has kind of do's and don'ts of how you should be showing up visually online when doing your client calls, your presentations, even your team meetings. I know that everyone is like now checking out, people's spare rooms and the kids' mess and the laundry. That is not conducive to bringing people together under one mission. 94% of communication is actually non-verbal. What we see directly translates into how we feel, and how we feel translates into actions. So if we can in some way influence what people see around them, whether they're sitting themselves down to work or they're looking at someone else working, if we can sort of influence that physical space, we're going to get that feeling of, okay, now I belong to this business, I'm still in business, and I've got a job to do. So number one, definitely think about what is going behind you in your videos. Have maybe a list of checkpoints that people can check before they hop on that client call. Check what's behind you. Make sure there's no dirty laundry. Make sure it looks neat and tidy. It's semi-professional. We all understand we're working from home, but let's just try and make the best of this bad situation. So make a checklist of what shouldn't be behind you on a professional business call. Secondly, you can ask people to think about their lighting. We want to be able to see faces when we are speaking and being spoken to. So make sure that the lighting is coming from the front. If your team can have a window in front of them so the natural light comes straight at them, that is the best scenario. Make sure there's no light coming directly from behind, so not sitting with a window behind you, but flipping around so the window is in front of you. Sometimes that's not possible, depending on, everyone's house is completely different. So the next step would be, okay, don't have a big pendant light right above your head, because that casts really terrible shadows on people. It doesn't look professional. And we all like to look as good as we can, and that's just not how we do it. Same with lights really coming from the side. Maybe have a checklist of make sure that your light's not coming from the side or above. The best thing is from the front. If you have, like I've got here, hold on, let's see if I can show you. I've got here a light that I'm bouncing, not onto my face, but I'm bouncing onto the desk in front of me, which is white. If you can get people to maybe put something white or reflective underneath their laptops, then that will reflect some light up into their faces, and it's a much better lighting environment. I also actually have a softbox light directly in front of me, which is great, but not everyone has a softbox light. So lighting, put that on your checklist. Definitely put on your checklist for your team that the camera should be at eye level. So make sure they raise it, not too high, not too low. We do not want this situation where people are looking up our noses and seeing the ceiling. It's really unattractive. And if you're seeing everyone on Zoom and it's a business meeting, it would be quite nice if everyone was at eye level, looking at each other in the eye. So visuals are hugely important to bringing that sense of belonging to a team. So think about what's going on behind you, think about your lighting, think about where the camera level is, and think about your brand guideline that you might have for all your graphics and your promotional materials. All that kind of thing then can be translated into how people in your team, in your company, show up online, and see if you can translate it, including colors. Maybe behind them there should be some colors, or have books behind you, or have something pertaining to the business. Anyway, I leave it up to you, but I would suggest doing a visual checklist for your team so that everyone is on brand and everyone shows that feeling that they're ready for business, because when they're sitting in that particular environment, they are there to work. So I leave it up to you. If you have any questions, comment below, or you can message me depending on which platform you're watching this video on. You can also go to my website, bespokebackdropsbranding.com, where you can see custom design video backdrops and pre-designed video backdrops, and I can arrange to have these designed and delivered to your team wherever they are. Anyway, good luck working from home, and we will speak soon.